Guys, I want you guys to hear me out, okay? Because I did something and I know that I tend to do this, but okay, so I accidentally went and did some tropicore. Listen, I know our theme is kidcore resort, but I didn't I mean this when I say that I did not mean to actually fall into tropicore. I just put down some coconut trees and then it just kind of took off. But also, like, look how adorable this is. This is the entrance to Sasha's house, and are you kidding or are you kidding? Like, am I a designer or am I a designer? Like, you can't hide your talents, and that's not my problem, you know? And also, like, look at Lucky's house. I did a number on all of these little villagers' houses. We got Keaton as one of our new villagers, and I absolutely adore him. Yes. But Keaton is not the point of this video. The point of this video is our ugly villager that we got in our last episode. And that is this Mr. Krusty Man right here. Which, not to say, okay, listen, Linda. Listen, Linda, honey, okay? It's not that I don't particularly like him. You know, he's growing on me, and I don't think he's too bad. But we might keep this theme, okay? No promises, but yes. So I don't know, he kind of fits in a little bit better than our kidcore theme, which was a lot worse. But also, I mean, it's Vic as well, and he still gives me the ick sometimes. So we're just gonna, I have to give him a makeover because he's obviously very crusty and needs the guidance, he needs the help. I mean, look at him. Hey, how are you doing? I mean, he's nice, don't get me wrong. Can't let this gloomy weather win. Let's go and grab that brass ring. I really don't understand what that means. And the one thing about this is I feel as if, at least if they're kind of crusty, at least their home can be a little bit better looking. And that can make me feel a little bit better, though. I will say that I love the outside colors of his house. I think it fits perfectly. So we're probably just going to keep that. But I do think that Mr. Vic here, he kind of reminds me, like, you know that song Icky Vicky? Ew, ew, you know? Icky Vicky. I mean, he's kind of cute in his own way. Like, when he smiles, I mean, it's not too bad. But I don't know. Like, look at his house. It's like a boat with a kitchen. And then he has protein powder right here. I'm just not really understanding the theme. I know that he's like a Viking, but what is this? Like, what? Like, this is so ugly. Okay, so we're gonna redo this. So, like, look at his walls. Like, why do you... So he's technically in the sky, but he also has... You know what? It doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna, yeah, we're definitely gonna give this little man's a makeover, and we're gonna transform everything, and then he's gonna be like a little fashionista in his little house, and I can move on with my life and feel better, because it's the thing where I don't like to judge villagers, and I do feel bad for redecorating his home, like, sometimes, but also I just think that I just feel like he needs the makeover really bad, you know? But it really has been eye-opening, I think, to me to sit here and like experience a new villager, and I think that's one thing that I don't regret about this entire thing, is that it's really helping me grow, if that makes any sense. And I don't know how to explain it other than once you have a villager that you don't like on your island, it really pushes you as a person, you know? And that's just what we're doing. Let's give him some bears, because I don't know why, but we are. But yeah, so how have you guys been? I know that it's literally been really not that much time, but I feel the need to ask. I have been on a mobile game addiction run, and I don't regret it. I've been playing the Kim Kardashian game, and just to tell you, the only reason why I'm playing it in the first place is because I don't have to pay for gems or money or anything in the game. I already have everything, so it doesn't really affect me all that much, if that makes any sense. And I just think it's hilarious because this game, so not to say that you can tell that it's a Kim Kardashian game, but you can also tell that it's a Kim Kardashian game by the way that she constantly has to reinforce that she's Kim Kardashian. So while you're playing, it is probably one of the most annoying things in the entire world. But so every single time you go and do some tasks, you'll literally have a whole thing of tasks, and then Kim will be like, hey, it's Kim, come to my house. And then you're like, no, I'm not gonna go there right now. So you just kind of ignore her. But then you leave, and then she's like, it's Kim, come on by. And that's what I picture what she sounds like in my head, by the way. I love Kim. I think that she's a girl boss, but I also think, like, we get it. You know what I mean? Like, Like, I don't know. We get it that it's your game and all that kind of stuff, but they just really nail it home. So I had met Chris, and then I had also met Kendall and Kylie, who apparently in the game are authors now. They made their own story, and my character was supposed to model for it, which I don't even understand why. It doesn't even make any sense because they're like, oh my god, you look exactly like the main character. You should totally, oh my god, I forgot to take those down. No. And in my head, that doesn't make any sense at all because unless it's a picture book, looks are subjective and you have no idea what they look like. Like everybody reads a character to look differently, but apparently I looked exactly like who they needed me to, and so I modeled, which I got money for in the game, which queen energy, but also they treat me like I'm their bestie, and in reality, like, you don't know who I am. I'm just some random girl that, so basically like how Kim gets in contact with you and becomes like your friend is that basically work at this store called So Chic, and then she asks for help because she needs like a fashion emergency, and then you help her get a dress at the last second before the store closes, and then that's basically it. Like, it's not really anything special, but they make it seem like now you guys are like besties because then she gets you these modeling opportunities and stuff. I don't know. To me, it's just really bizarre. So that's what I've been up to, is I've just been playing that, and it's been really hilarious because at the same time as well. But the game is funny, right? Because so I essentially got married to this man's, right? His name is Evan. He's amazing. I love him. And he's my husband in the game. You know what I mean? Like, he's my ride or die. But at the same time, they're so freaking rude because, so they made it so that he can't defend himself. And he can only say things like, oh my gosh, I couldn't love you more and more every day if I tried. And he's just like super sappy. So he's... So they made him into this guy that can't stick up for himself or speak up for himself or stand up for himself. Wow, can't even think of the term. So then there's this other couple in the game that they are like the big couple. They are super popular. They're the number one. But they're really mean at the same time as well. And they feel really threatened, I guess, by me and my husband. So then they start like saying really mean things to us. And it's just like really bizarre because I don't know what to say back. Like, you can't even do anything. Like, they went up to we were invited to like this little fashion shoot thing, and they're like, you need to teach your husband how to dress. And they're like laughing at us, and it's like kind of rude. Like, no, it's really rude, but you can't do anything about it. So you just kind of have to deal with them saying rude things to your husband because he doesn't say anything back, which is kind of embarrassing. Like, dude, stick up for yourself. But that's not any of my business, and I stick beside him anyways. So
this is your man.
Yes.
Look at the screen.
That's mine.
And that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm going to stick beside him.
But it's really funny, and I've been really enjoying it. And I think I've just been really, really enjoying mobile games in general. So I've been enjoying the Kim Kardashian game, and then I've also just been enjoying this other game. So just to preface this company is really horrible. They are definitely someone that you should not support. They're Fusebot Games, and I used to support them. They seemed like they were really for inclusivity and things like that, but then they were involved in a lot of scandals where they essentially just started firing a lot of their staff who were advocating for a lot of really great things and who were against a lot of things that they were trying to do, and I guess for that they got fired. They just didn't have the best interests for the game, and a lot of things. There was just a lot of anger and just a lot of shitty situations, honestly, because they made a lot of the people, their fans essentially, just wait for this game, which I did download. But by the way, once again, I do not do anything for it. I don't have to pay for anything. So for me, I'm not really supporting them, if that makes any sense. So I've been playing their game though, and it's very, very cringy. And I have been absolutely in love with it. Not because it's not because it's a good game. It's actually really bad. Like, their old games used to be really, really good, but then I don't know what happened. I think that they started to lose their desire to make an actual good game and got caught up in money and things like that because they did the most bogus thing ever. So for this game, so season 4, which is this new game essentially, they used to have it on an entirely different app where you could play all of the seasons in one place, And a lot of people, rightfully so, had bought a lot of gems and tickets in preparation for this new season that is coming out, or that came out. But instead of Fusebot Games understanding that and making a transfer function so people could use what they essentially bought, they just made a whole new app where people spend a lot of their money on the other one, and now they can't get refunds or anything. So they're just stuck spending all that money, and if they want to do anything else on the new app, they have to spend money on there. So it's just really horrible situation. But yeah, so I've been playing their game, and I'm not going to do any spoilers because I may or may not have a video coming out of me playing it because it's very cringy. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I absolutely love cringy games. I think that they are hilarious and they make my entire day because I've already started, and obviously there's not that many episodes out right now, so I will be playing it and it'll become a weekly thing. So if you've never watched Love Island, it's basically a TV show, which, I mean, it's basically self-explanatory. It's an island where people get together and they try to find the love of their life or whatever. It's pretty cheesy. I watch it every year because that's just who I am, but I think the one thing that they did do right with this new game is that they changed it up a little bit because, so usually in the show, you know, you have your first 5 people, I think, of each gender, and they couple up at first, and then they get to know each other, and then obviously there's the people that come in later, and they essentially kind of stir things up and all that. And for the game, they changed it so now you're the person coming in and stirring it up, which I think is really fun, but it's also very cringy, some of the stuff that they do. Also, I cannot find for the life of me what I'm looking for. So I'm sorry if I'm just going back and forth. I just realized how much I was just going back and forth between all this stuff. So I apologize. But no. So yeah, that's the one thing, but it's really cringy because none of the candidates are very good. They're all very cringy, and they all have absolutely no attractiveness to them in my eyes. Which you'd think for a game that is all about finding love, you'd think that they would do a better job at, I don't know, making it so you want to keep playing, but I don't know. So if you guys are down to watch that, be sure to subscribe if you're not already, and turn on post notifications so that you can see when I play, because it's gonna be hilarious. And I'm genuinely so freaking happy to share it with you guys so that we can laugh at it together and just basically see how cringy this is. So that's kind of my vibe, and I'm having a blast with it. But so that's what I've been doing with my life, and I honestly have the urge to drink more coffee, which is really funny because, update, I drank 4 cups of coffee the other day, and I felt so sick about it because I am not in college anymore, and I don't drink 5 to 6 cups of coffee a day, so my tolerance is very low now. Clearly, I did not know that, and I just kept drinking coffee even when I started to feel really anxious. Dude, no though, because it made me feel so sick, and that is not a lie. I felt so bad that night. It was absolutely horrible, so 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Okay, actually, let's make this a different color. Let's make this like, I love that all the colors are more muted and darker. I really, not to say, once again, that I don't like Vic. It's not that there's anything inherently wrong with him. I just don't see him sticking long-term on this island. We're keeping him, and we're giving him a chance, like I promised in my last video, I promise. But it still doesn't mean that I love him to bits. But look how nice this looks in comparison to his little house that he had before. Like, what the heck? Beautiful. 10 out of 10. I just want to say, by the way, that I love that I basically told you all the reasons why Fusebox Games is so funny, or is so bad, and then I'm like, oh, by the way, like, watch my video. I just realized how bad that came off. Like, I'm like, this is a terrible company, but also, like, watch my video. which is not what I meant to do, guys. I'm so sorry. What I meant by that is that you guys don't have to spend your money, so you could see how cringy it is without having to do that, and you can do it vicariously through me. You know what I mean? That's more what I meant to say. I think this is so freaking nice. Am I an interior designer, or am I an interior designer? I'm living for it. It's actually it's way better than what he had before. Living on his boat with a kitchen and some protein powder. Now he can, you know, sip some drinks. I mean, hello, Mr. Vic. I put him in here, and I think that he looks really nice in here. I think that it fits him very well. Don't you guys think? Oh, look at, they look like they're gonna have beef. You better not be fighting with Lucky, or I swear to God, Vic, I will kick you in your little hiney. Not him staring at me through the cat. Oh my God, I feel like he's staring at me through the screen. I'm sorry. Never mind. I don't want to be beat up. Not that I think that you would. I looked over the big remodel proposal you threw together for my place. I'm not usually the most trusting of fellas when it comes to style, but even I got a bit of excited. Ooh. Did you hear that? He just complimented me. He thinks that I'm an interior designer as well. Thank you. Anyways, guys, that's all for today's video. It was pretty short, I think, but I don't know. I feel like we gave him a really nice, rugged little place. And not to say that Vic is still my favorite. I still think he's kind of an ugly little bean, but in a cute way. You know what I mean? Like the video if you haven't, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, follow me on Twitter at days_Chloe. And interact with me. I'd love to talk with y'all, get questions from y'all, talk with y'all if I didn't already say that. And as always, guys, I hope that you have a great day, morning, or night. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.